This video is not going to be a step-by-step tutorial on what I've done today. It's basically just showing in snippets exactly what was going on. This did take about 10 hours worth of work today because I do everything slowly and as per the book. So I wanted to rotate this engine before getting carried away with the installation of the front covers. So this is after 2 successful rotations of the crankshaft, meaning that those camshafts have indeed rotated once each. And I did not have any obstructions, so I'm quite pleased that this engine is going to be successful. I then moved on to installing the lower front cover. I am still waiting for the fan bearing bracket. I don't have that yet, so I'm taking a bit of a gamble by not having the bolts up the top. I may very possibly have leaks by not torquing those down at this stage. I then moved on to the upper cover once the bottom was installed. That does require a new camshaft seal on the 980 because that's where the ignition distributor is, so I went ahead and pressed the new one in. This is the bolt arrangement. The ones with threads in the end are the ones that the plastic cover screws into once that cover is installed. So that is now in situ, and there's also a chain guide on the top of that that sits on 2 pins. That's also new. Starting to look like an engine again. It was then time to consider installing my powder-coated valve cover. This is a new valve cover seal kit. It comes with those 6 O-rings and also the gasket for the cover itself. I also got black anodized bolts for that, so they would match the black powder coating as well. So that's what the cover looks like installed, and those bolts are torqued down to spec. I have applied sealant in the required locations, so there's not going to be any leakage whatsoever. It was then time to get on to putting some spark plugs in. And they're all, of course, torqued down to specification. On my blue-black car, I have Baru brand ignition leads, and as far as I'm concerned, they're vastly superior to these Bosch ones. It seems like Bosch have forgotten what length to make the cables. I was not happy with how they had to be seated whatsoever, but it did the job at the end of the day. I just think the Baru ones fit so much better. And this is how I'm leaving the engine for today. Obviously I did not need to install that cover, but I just wanted to see what it looked like. And it's going to provide me with some additional motivation to continue because it's looking damn sexy already. For those of you not in Australia, I've just provided an advertisement that I've seen about 10,000 times in the last week. Enjoy.
Coronavirus update from the Australian government. Always practice good hygiene. Social distancing saves lives. You must stay 2 arms lengths away from others, even if you are healthy. Only leave home when necessary. If directed to self-isolate, you must stay home and avoid physical contact with others. Coronavirus. Stop the spread. Stay up to date. Download the app. Visit australia.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.